And both Bree, prior to her leaving, and now Jamie, who is our interim once again, they both trust this individual to do it. So, and they don't have any conflicts of interest, which is another important
right.
thing. So they can do this and get them all done within probably a 2-week frame or less. So we said as long as they can get the equipment on the site, be ready, have the holes dug, and basically run from hole to hole, basically. We could probably get it all done. They already had paid for these perks, so that you know, and we also had voted and changed all of our pricing the way we had proposed, and we told you all how we were going to do it in the past. We actually voted and changed all of that, so they paid the new
Oh, they paid the new rate?
rate. So the town already collected $7,200 in fees for this, and we're asking for $4,800, so, to pay the consultant to do this.
So we're paying the contractor who's going to do that.
Correct, yeah. Well, the Board of Health will contract this person to do it on our behalf. So we already voted to bring this person on board. It's just a matter of how do we pay them, so.
And the difference, so they've paid $7,200, we'll use $4,800 of that to pay the contractor, and the balance is to pay for the inspector to do the inspections. We're bringing in an outside
No,
person.
nope, that's a different fee. So this is 100% for the perks. So the $4,800 is to pay this person to witness all of the perks over this
Because there's no
6-day period.
revolving fund.
I don't have a revolving
So
fund.
they can't take that money that he's paid in out, 'cause
It would have
goes
been a
into the
lot
general
easier if
fund.
I had the revolving
Right.
fund, but since I don't have it,
Right, so they
that's why
need the money
I'm coming to you all.
to pay, because the 72, you said 7,200?
We collected,
Whatever he
the town
paid
collected
Goes
7,200
into the
For
general
the
fund.
perks.
into the general, correct.
So
Yeah.
that's why we need the.
And we
reserve
have to
contract.
pay,
Him 4,800.
we have to pay the contractor $4,800 to dig the the pits.
To wit, no, to
No,
wit,
he witnesses.
to
He
witness.
doesn't dig them.
He's a witness
Oh, the
contractor-
$4,800 is for the witness.
for the Board of Health.
And-
Basically, they're acting as our agent in the
Okay.
field. Yeah.
And
The actual, the contractor digs the holes, right?
Yeah, we don't do any digging or anything like that. We witness it.
okay.
They offered me the job, but I can't do it, so. I'm kidding. I don't want to spend 6 days out there, 8 hours a day, so.
Yeah.
So this way, they can be completed, and they can be on their way deciding whether or not, how many houses they get to do and how many they don't get to do. And then I guess part of it is so that they can show, so they can get financing.
Okay, I get it.
Oh, so that
It's-
they have X number of buildable lots.
Correct.
under the
So
purpose.
they're in a hurry to do it, so we're trying to accommodate them to try to help them out. Otherwise, they're going to be waiting forever for us to get
And how many
to.
have they done already? Did they do a few?
I think, don't quote me on it, but I think they did about 6.
And how many passed?
I think 3.
Oh.
They don't quote me on it, but I could get you that information if you're interested, but.
That 6 lots were tested. Oh, no, I'm sorry, to be tested.
To be tested.
Yeah, so that's why we're kind of in a hurry to get this done, because the person that we're using, we're working within their schedule.
So he has a narrow time frame.
He has a time frame that we can use him. After that, I don't think he'll be available to do it, so.
Okay.
So that's kind of why I'm here now.
Other questions for Linda? Or am I right? No? Anybody, would someone like to make a motion to approve the perk test for the Board of Health for $4,800 for the account number on the transfer sheet?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
Second?
Any further discussion?
There's no additional charges anticipated?
In the event,
Come before finance committee?
in the event that he has some lots that pass, we're gonna have to then revisit that, where we'll probably be able to take on doing some of the other duties, but right now, I don't know if you guys are aware, but Bree, who was our agent, our full-time agent, she left. And so now I have an interim back in, who was here before, Jamie Terry, and she's only 23 hours.
Right, she has another part-time
Yeah,
job.
yeah, so she's only 23 hours a week right now, until I have a chance to advertise and revisit all of that again.
But you do, are you planning on advertising for a full-time position?
Not right away, because I also have a new inspector who also just started on a week ago, who's for our restaurants and all of our hotels. And in the past 2 weeks, it's been really hectic with issues, so we've been keeping our head above water basically right now. And Jamie actually one day worked till like 8 o'clock at night on an issue that we had in town. So we've had a lot of things that have come up unexpectedly. So she has to train the new inspector. So she's getting, so there's a lot of other moving parts going on. So I would not be able to advertise and hire until some things get acclimated within our Board of Health. And hopefully after summer, maybe it will slow down, but it's been kind of crazy.
Is it possible that, they'll do more than 36 perks?
I don't believe so at this time. They may, but that might be something we might be able to handle on a onesie-twosie basis. We're just trying to knock these down before winter time and everything else, so it gets a lot harder. So, and we didn't actually expect that they were even going to go this route because of the poor soil. We thought that they possibly were going to go the sewer route, and
Well, it seemed like they had investigated it just from reading.
I think it's going to cost them more than what they had expected. So they might still do that, but I think they also want to know 100% what they have from lots with septic first before they go any further looking into the sewer situation. I think mainly for their own financing that they need to be able to obtain by having buildable lots.
And once you have a past, once the perk test has passed, what is the additional fees? Because then there's plans, right? And
Right,
Review,
correct.
and
Yeah,
that's
and that could happen years from now, really. So I mean,
how long are perk tests good for?
practically indefinitely.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't
Yeah,
realize that. I thought they
so
had,
once they perk, we used to actually, if there was questionable perks from the past, they actually don't.
Oh, I thought they did.
They could actually do a sieve test too, improve it and other
They're not
things,
gonna
so.
build 36 houses at once.
So they used to, the town used to have an expiration date, but they actually don't have expiration dates.
Oh, I didn't know that, okay.
Yeah. So once,
So it's worthwhile for them to do them all at once.
yeah, and I don't know how they're gonna develop as far as if they're gonna build to suit, or, you know, how they're gonna build these, or if they're gonna just sell the lots to an individual that says, hey, it's a perk lot, and
Right.
go to the town and build your own stuff, you know, so I don't know what they really plan to do. So it's not really, we don't really care what they plan to do from that perspective.
So you would expect that the septic plans and all that would be pretty much piecemeal and something?
Yes, yeah, we would assume that it would come in piecemeal, and there would be like 3 additional fees, 3 other fees that we have. So
What would those be then?
they're the ones I told you guys before. So if you're throwing stuff at me, I can't tell you off the top of my head. So I know there'd be like a bottom inspection once you do it, the plan review, and I think a final inspection, something like that. So there's, I know 3.
The permit fee with the no, that's the wrong one.
Is this the wrong one?
Permit fee and all required inspections, $275, plan review with one inspection, $220 for new construction, and everything. So this additional fees.
Yeah, and those are all, we also are doing all new fees, it's just so you guys know, so.
Oh, that's the right one, that's the right
This is
one.
the new
Yeah,
one
that's
that
the
I
right one.
Okay, good, you have that, good. Yeah, so these will all be new fees, based on the new fees schedule that we put together.
You mean the amounts will be new, they're not new fees?
No, they're new amounts.
Well, there's actually a fee in there that we never collected for before too, so there's one additional fee that we would spend time on and not really feel like we were being compensated for our time, so we actually built in a fee to compensate for that time.
Okay. Any other discussion?
Did that answer, Joni?
Yes,
Okay.
yes, it did.
All in favor? Opposed? 5-0.
Great, thank you. Thanks a lot for coming out tonight, guys. Now you have parking for concerts on the Common.
Is that what that is? Is that what all
Yes.
that's
That
part of?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
There's quite a bit, because I came from that way, there's quite a few there.
okay.
Yeah, I thought
Maybe
it was
we'll
pretty-
revisit this to get a revolving fund for next time. There may be another development too, you guys know, on Breakneck Road. So
Oh, really?
we have been parking there, yeah.
Breakneck Road,
Yeah, on the way to the recycling center, on the
So,
right-hand
yeah.
side,
just before it?
yeah.
Yeah, I was wondering what was going on.
They're perking. We had done perks there, so,
How many hours going there?
I don't know,
Thank you.
I don't know.
All right, well, thanks for coming.
Yeah, thank you guys, thank you very much. You guys have a nice
Thank you, Lynn.
evening.
All right, we don't have any other reserve fund transfers, so we do have the minutes of August 7th.
Do I need to give anything to anybody, or you guys?
I think so.
You deal with that, great. Thanks a lot. Have a good evening. Thank you.
Thanks.
Two.
So we have minutes of August 7th,
No.
which I think I sent out.
Didn't I?
I think I sent them out.
Yep.
Okay. Is there a motion to, well, is there any changes?
I didn't see anything.
We do have the account number now, it's,
Oh, did you
which
get
I
it?
gave to Joanne. 19500-56679.
Why didn't you just put it in the POS?
I don't know. Probably on vacation this week. I don't know.
I just would've thought it's more work, less hassle to just throw it in there.
Yeah.
Well,
Unless
I'll
she's
make a
required
motion
to.
to accept the minutes as presented.
I'll second.
Any other discussion? Let's see, Laurie and Bruce were absent, so.
Yeah.
All in favor? Opposed, abstaining? 302. Thank you. That's done. Okay, next is new business?
You have anything new?
No.
Oh.
What's on the agenda? I always put it on. Old business?
Any news on any special town meeting or anything yet?
Not that I know of. I believe there will be one in the fall because of the need to pass zoning bylaws because the moratorium on the marijuana will expire in December. I believe, someone told me that Jean had prepared them, the town planner. So I don't know where they're at. I don't know if they're with town council or being reviewed.
So at least that one is being,
That part has been, or she has a draft, put it that way.
no, I didn't go to the personnel committee meeting last night, so I totally wigged out on that. Any news on the TA? Has anyone heard anything more on that? Like the committee, isn't there a committee?
Yep. From what I'm hearing, there hasn't been an overwhelming response in terms of people that want to participate.
Or has or has not?
There has not.
Oh,
It was mentioned to me directly that it would be nice to have a member of the Finance Committee on the TA search committee.
I was on it last time.
interesting.
Well, you know, it is summer. I wonder if people don't see that, you know, see the announcements and all that.
And the last time before we
So you can
came,
still put your
didn't we
name
go
in?
with two, didn't
Maybe
we go
it's-
with an interim? It had two, an
Yeah, it had
extension
at
or
least
two?
a couple.
It took a while to get Leon.
So maybe if anybody's
It's
listening
not a quick
tonight,
process.
they would be motivated to apply for the committee, search committee for the TA.
I'm guessing it's just 5 members, or?
5 members.
The charter says 5 members, 1 member of the Board of Selectmen, and 4 residents.
Do we know who, I mean, one of the BOS has to be on, is it automatically the chair, or?
No,
No.
no. And that was, I mean, could have been, but everyone agreed that it was Mary, that she'd in effect be reporting to herself. When she came in, she'd sit there and she'd run over there and she'd sit there. Not tenable, so,
Which Mary? You mean Mary Blanchard?
I'm sorry.
Did you mean Mary Blanchard?
Oh, yes.
There's
yeah,
2 Marys.
That's right, yeah.
So who was on the last committee, Larry, from the
The
board?
town planner, Don, he passed away.
Oh, Fairbrother.
Yes.
Sure, yeah.
That's right.
Bill,
Haggerty, right?
Bill Haggerty was the chair, and myself, and did I say Mary?
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, well, then who was the other one?
You, Mary, Bill, the planner,
And Don.
and Don.
Don.
Don, that's it,
That's
yeah.
fine.
Is it required that the planner go on it? Like, how is
No.
the planner on?
No,
Sturbridge?
it was not that it was the planner, but one member of a department head, basically, and it happened, there were 3 or 4 who applied. It wasn't up to the search committee, it was up to the selectmen who would be on. You apply to the selectmen. I think September 10th, maybe, is the deadline,
Deadline?
I think.
And then they decide, they look at the nominee, they.
Yeah,
basically.
right, they interview you.
I believe, because I believe that the deadline to get your resume or your letter is the 28th
Oh, of August.
Oh,
of August.
Oh,
And
well.
they're gonna, the Board of Selectmen will interview the candidates on the 10th.
Oh, you've got it then, thank you.
That's what
Oh,
I
okay.
remember.
How
Because I looked at it, I looked at it again after I was,
I don't know. How often did they meet, Larry? He was on it before.
Yeah, well, that committee had 72 candidates.
Oh, wow.
The successful candidate was in the second round, by which I mean, after advertising in the professional journals,
2 rounds that time.
and there was nobody, the committee's required to bring 3 names. There weren't 3 names, so it was re-advertised, and the successful candidate was in the second round. There were some, of course, that you look at every one of them seriously, that's a given. Some were puzzling. 2, for example, from the naval base at Bremerton, Washington, and another applicant listed as a skill, photocopying. So there are some that are not contenders, but you go through everything. I would guess the committee met for a total of 45 or 50 hours, a week's worth anyway.
Oh,
And
that's quite a bit.
it was rigorous. We met across the street. We would be there on a Saturday, which was, so that's fine. And there were times we were the only people in the building, no question about it. But we were religious about going into executive session. Haggerty would, as chair, would say, I declare the need for an executive session for the following reason or reasons. Poll, documented, somebody got up, closed the door. We were alone, we could have done anything. We were slavishly careful about that because it's a serious thing that affects not only all the residents, but people who pass through, people who work here but in Sturbridge but don't live here. And we listen to each other. We especially listened to the town planner. I mean, it was really quiet in the room when she spoke because she was representing the people who would be face to face with whoever was selected by the board. and very candid. I mean, we were in public, but very candid. And a couple of times there were declared not so much conflicts, but it was known. It was, I said it, I think probably all of us did. I know this individual. I'll do my best to be objective, but I'll leave the room if you want me to.
So was this even before you did the interviewing?
Oh, yeah, this is when we had nothing but resumes, yeah.
His resume.
Oh, yeah,
Wow.
oh, yeah.
Interesting.
And nothing on a committee then, no applicants for the committee?
I don't know
Because
how
he's
complete
leaving, I
it's been.
think, September 15th.
13th.
Assuming there'll be an interim, do we just get one, or is there a committee for that too?
No, the selectmen are
I think they
authorized.
usually do that.
Hmm?
They usually, the selectmen.
Yeah,
usually
selectmen do that, and it's for a stated period of time,
Right.
as Bruce knows, because we were on the charter committee together.
Then you can be
Renewable
extended.
for a period of time.
Is it 3
and
months?
3, isn't
days,
it, Bruce? 3 and then a second
And a
3,
second?
Yeah,
I think.
think
Yeah, I
that's
think
the
that, it's
change.
been a few years now.
changed it slightly.
Yes,
Well,
that's
we had
right.
Suzanne for a little bit.
But she is extended,
Yeah.
Okay.
at
Oh,
least
yeah.
once, I
Right.
think twice.
Yeah. But then a department head can be selected if it can't be, if the interim cannot be extended further.
Or if they can't start right away, I think they do have a
Mhm.
department head brief.
Yeah, Barbara's done it, Tom Ford has done it, Greg has done it. And that's often when there's a vacation or out-of-town business travel or illness, yeah.
So then my guess is that they're doing that now, the Board of Selectmen, I would imagine.
Oh, I don't know.
Just for the record, it's, I went on the site, Leon's blog, and it says, 5 members, 1 member from the Board of Selectmen, 1 town department manager,
Ah,
and 3 registered voters who cannot be employed by the town.
right, that's
So
it,
that's why it would have been Jean and,
that's right. And status on the Finance Committee, because I was on the Finance Committee at the time, and that's where Bruce and I got to know each other, actually, is not considered an employee for this purpose.
I think they probably mean a paid employee by that.
that's what they mean.
That's right.
And Leon made the comment to me today that he would love to have somebody from the Finance Committee on this committee. He did say that.
Oh.
He thought that'd be good. But it is, it confirms that the 28th is the deadline to get your resume or letter of,
So you got yours ready?
last time I did a resume was like 1980.
Come on.
I was in the same job for 35 years, so I didn't need one.
Did you say they wangled you into it, Jim?
They what?
No, they just asked him to perhaps apply.
And the Board of Selectmen, special meeting of the board to be held on September 10th at 6 PM to interview the candidates for that committee.
Oh, interesting.
So,
Oh.
That might be an interesting meeting to
To
watch.
interview candidates for the committee?
for the committee.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Last I heard, there weren't a lot of people expressing interest in that, but maybe it's because it's time of year, but the
Summer,
deadline is
maybe.
next Tuesday.
Right, right. I don't remember when what season it was. Seems to me it was cold, it was winter.
was.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, the 10th is only 2 weeks.
and then you have Labor Day as well, before that, people
Yep.
take time off then as
Yep.
well. Interesting, interesting time.
So if they don't
Yeah,
get,
I'm looking for that, how long that is, if it's 90 days or not, I can't find it off the top of my head here. But anyway, so yeah, so if anybody's interested, you'd put your resume in. For the search committee, I mean. I don't mean for the town administrator job.
Bruce, does the charter say that the, excuse me, the 3 names are not ranked to the board?
Right.
I think it's just here they all 3 are.
Didn't we?
Good
give
luck
them-
and goodbye.
We gave them the option
Yeah,
of
that's what I
sending
meant to
less
say.
than 3, too, I think.
I'm sorry.
That if only 1 or 2 qualified, that they could come with those names.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, here it is. It is 3 months for the temporary or the interim. And then there is a procedure here.
Because the last time, the woman we had last time, they had to give her an extension. We
Right.
didn't have somebody, I don't know if it's either one extension or two, I don't know what the limit is.
Oh, this said one,
She
but I
was
don't
here a
know.
while. And
Seemed
then
like
the
she was
guy
there a
we
long
had
time.
Before her, he was here a while too. Was he extended once? Ray Sakawa?
Oh, yeah,
We had him.
that's right.
And you know, not to get ahead of, just a comment, the gentleman that they had in Southbridge that was interim when, before they hired Ron San Angelo, I swear I saw him, he was in Charlton. He's a retired administrator, that's what and they do it part-time. And I swear to God, I saw him filling another capacity in Charlton after that was over and Ron was there. I
Oh,
saw him
really?
doing something in Charlton. I don't know if he was a CFO or a business manager or what, but for some reason I was watching a Charlton board meeting. I was at my daughter's house, she lives in Charlton, and I saw him there, I go, wow, you know, he must be
Well,
a
yeah,
full-time
there's a-
career, filling in
Yeah,
different.
being a retired school superintendent or a retired town administrator, town manager, there are almost itinerants who do that, but they always have to be careful not to bump up to the,
Stay under there,
right,
so they don't disrupt their pension here.
that's right. Roland Wilson had, when he was at Tantascwa, Union 61, then he came here.
He was here as acting town administrator.
That's right.
For a bit.
And he had no choice, he really didn't want to resign, but he had no choice.
That acting town manager, I got involved in a couple of search committees with different positions when I was working in Southbridge. He was good, it's too bad, he was young too, I was surprised he was retired, unless he just looked young for his age, because he seemed like a young man.
Anyway, any other old or new business? I don't think there's any public access, so is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved?
Second. All in favor? So we adjourn at 7:28. 7:28. Thanks,
Who was the second? I'm sorry.
Bruce.
Bruce, thank you.
Thank you all for coming out on this nice summer night.
I printed, do you need a copy of the minutes?
I have it, thank you.
I gave her the numbers,
course you
too. She wrote them.
I know, duh.
See you, Larry.
Tally ho, see you.
Hi, Larry.
Oh, boy. Yeah, so.